Hello everybody, Andrew Edward here, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super efficient 8 module iron farm in Minecraft 1.16.3. I'm going to be going first over a lot of the mechanics, the basic mechanics of iron golem spawning over here, and if you don't want to watch that and you think that's boring or whatever, and you just want to get right to the tutorial, skip to the timestamp on screen right now. Otherwise guys, let's get right into the explanations of some mechanics. First thing to do is explain how iron golem spawning works in the current version of Minecraft. So before 1.16, iron farms required on 4 things: sleeping, panic, the timer, and also workstation. However, in 1.16, the workstation requirement was removed, which made things considerably less laggy and also considerably easier in iron farms. So now we only have to keep track of 3 things. So the first thing, like I said, is they have to sleep within the last Minecraft day. So if I were to kick that guy off and spawn a new one, as you see, he hasn't slept yet. But if I were to set the time to night, he's gonna sleep, and then I can set the time back to day, and you'll see that requirement is now met. The second requirement is the panic, which is, can they see a mob, like a zombie, within their range to make them panic. And also this counter here is the timer since the last time these guys saw a golem, and it counts down from 600 game ticks. If all 3 of these requirements are met, and there's 3 villagers with all 3 requirements met, and they will attempt to spawn a golem every 100 game ticks. So as of now, none of them are panicked, but if I go ahead and break these blocks, they're going to panic. There's that third one went on, and there's a golem spawning. As you can see, that timer turns red and starts to count down. Now after a little while, you see just right there, the timer reset because there's still golem spawning in their detection zone, which is something I'll cover in just a second. Before I get to golem detection range and everything, I'm going to go over what mobs can make villagers spawn golems. So the first 3, and probably the 3 easiest, are the 3 zombie variants, which is just a regular zombie, husk, and a drown. And they all have a radius of 8 blocks to be able to scare a villager, so 8 blocks out in each direction, these guys can scare a villager and have them produce golems. Now slightly bigger than that, we have a vindicator here with 10 block radius, and then slightly bigger than that, we have the 2 other raid mobs. We have the Ravager and the Evoker, and then finally, with a 15 block radius, we have the Pillager. And now if you get the crossbow pillagers can actually be pacified if you can create systems to break their crossbow and pacify them, so you can create circuits to use pillagers without risk any damage to the villagers themselves. These are all the mobs that can help spawn golems. In front of me now are 2 different boxes. This inner green box here is the golem spawning range of a villager, and this outer gigantic white box is the golem detection range of a villager. So both these boxes are centered on this villager right here, and this golem detection zone is 8 blocks out in each direction of the negative X and negative Z directions, and then 7 blocks out in the positive X and Z, 5 blocks above the head of the villager, and then 5 blocks below the villager. And that is any solid block within this radius, including blocks that are covered in water, which is what that farm over there uses, and most iron farms do, can spawn a golem. Now this large outer box is 8 additional blocks in the negative directions and 9 additional blocks in the positive X and Z directions. We have 7 blocks above it and 7 blocks below it. 8 blocks below it. So this is any golem within this range. Let's say I want to spawn a golem right here. This villager here is going to be able to see this golem, as you see right there. You can see he can detect it, and that will mess up and cancel any further golem spawning within this large white box. So whenever you make iron farms, your goal is to get all golems out of the detection range of the villagers as soon as possible, so our counters can reset as possible, and that's what we tried to do on this iron farm here. And now I'm just going to get into the tutorial. In this chest in front of me are all the materials you should need to build this farm, and these materials here, these slabs and blocks, are not necessarily in exact quantities, but it's relatively close considering a lot of the slabs that we use could be double blocks and all that sort of stuff, but these are general amounts. All of these items here are in specifics, so you need 4 stacks and 38 glass, 1 stack of fence gates, a stack and 12 of fences, and it doesn't have to be warped, it can be any variant. These do need to be glass. Any color glass will work, but they need to be a non-spawnable block, so glass works for here. These blocks here, 21 redstone blocks, are going to be for the rail system, as well as the on-off switch, and the sticky piston, slime blocks, end rods, and lever are for the on-off switch. And you have all of the redstone required for the rail system and moving the minecart with the zombie or pillager, whichever you decide to use around to spawn the golems. And then this is all the beds you're going to need. You're going to need 24, 3 per pod, 8 module. And then 24 string, 24 carpet, and then right here you have all the stuff for the collection systems. You just need a bunch of water sources, ice will work, pressure plates, some signs, a couple lava buckets, and then hoppers to collect it. And you will need some torches to help light up to reduce lag. And then you need either villagers or vindicators or pillagers or whatever you decide to use. You cannot use ravagers or evokers in this farm, but you can use pacified pillagers, vindicators, or zombies, or husks if you decide to do that. And then obviously you need villagers and then 2 minecarts to put on it. And once you got all the materials, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is build the villager pod. So you want to start off with 1 glass block wherever you want to build this farm, and just keep in mind that you're going to need about 25 blocks below this block for the item collection and everything, so just plan for that accordingly in whatever situation, whatever way you need to plan that for. And we're going to actually plan out each of the 4 villager pods, and then we're going to build everything. So we're going to go in one direction, 23 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then we're going to place 1 more block, and you can break all the blocks in between. And then it's going to be 26 blocks going the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 24, 25, 26, and then place 1 more and break all the blocks in between. And then you want to connect these 2 corners here and get the 4th module in place. And with all 4 of your corners in place, we're going to start building each of the villager pods. So if you're going to stand on 1 block, so this is going to be the center, so both of these pods are going to face this way, and then both of those pods are going to face this way, is how it's going to work. So what we need to do is come out 2 blocks here, 2 blocks next to it, and then you're going to place 2 beds just like this, and then 2 blocks out in this direction and place a 3rd bed like this. So these 2 beds are kind of pointing in the direction towards the middle, and this one's going to be pointing in the sideways direction. You can go ahead and break the blocks below it. And then we're going to be placing a glass block, 2 glass blocks right here on the side, just like this, on kind of the outside of the farm. And then you want to be placing an end rod, just like this, right here to keep the villagers in the cell. And then eventually you're also going to want to put an end rod above their head, a sideways end rod like this, just to keep them from jumping. But you have to get the villagers in here, so you might want to wait on that step. And then you want to place string on the pillows of the bed, just like that, and then carpet on the string. And then you want to place glass blocks, 1 block above the foot of the bed, just like this, to keep them from waking up on the foot of the bed. And this is your entire 1 module done, and you're going to do this for each of the 4 modules. And with all 4 villager pods in place, just like this, we're going to start building the golem spawning area. So we're going to go from this glass block here that the villagers are going to be standing on. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then over 1, and go ahead and break these 3 blocks. And go across 1, 2, 3, 4 in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this direction, to make this 9 blocks like this. And you're going to take some slabs, go underneath, and these can be solid blocks, they just have to be spawnable. These are where the golems are going to be spawning, and come out 4 blocks, and then fill this in so you have a 9 by 4 spawning area. After you have that done, go ahead and place slabs on top of these glass blocks to prevent the golems from jumping anywhere, and then go ahead and place fences along both sides just like this. And then you want to place fence gates just like this all the way across the edge to hold the water in, and then go ahead and open all of these to make sure the golems can fall through. And then you want to fill and place water sources along the whole back just like that. And then this collection, the golem spawning platform here is done. We're going to do the same thing on 4 sides. This one is going to be pointing the same as this one, and then these two are going to be dropping the golems this way. And after you got all 4 golems spawning platforms in place, we're going to go ahead and place the minecart rail that's going to be cycling the zombie or whatever mob you're using to scare around. So we're going to just start on one of the modules, and you're going to start replacing, and yes, these can be solid blocks again, it just has to be something to put a rail on top of. I'm just using slabs because it's a little bit cheaper in the long run, and also that's just what we used. So you want to make sure that there's 1 block of gap right here and on this side, but then coming through on this side, just run it up right next to glass, and you're gonna make a giant square all around all 4 of these modules using the exact same thing. So right here, we're just gonna scoop past the glass, and then on this side leave a 1 block gap between the glass and the slab, and I'll do this all the way around. Now here's when might get a little bit tricky. What we're going to do is add where the zombie is going to stop and to scare the villagers. So on this corner and that corner, it's going to be in the same place. It's going to be where this villager is going to stand, and then the pillow of this bed right here, we're going to go ahead and drop it down by a block just like this, and then have a 2 blocks down just like that. But then on this corner and that corner over there, we're going to drop it down on these 2 blocks that are equal to the bed, just like this. So then going back to this corner, here and here, and then drop it down by 2 blocks. And then again, here and here. Drop it down by a block. Whoop. There we go. And we're also going to drop it down right here once you find center, which is right here. Go here and then left 2, so we have a total of a 3 block gap just like this. Drop that down as well. Now that we got that in place, we're going to go ahead and start placing the rails in. So this is pretty specific on the rail because you have to keep the momentum going of the minecart as you go around. So we're going to start here in the center. We're going to place 3 powered rails just like this, and then go up 1 on each side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to skip 1 block on the left side here, and then the next block, place it with a redstone block, and place powered rails just like this. And then on this side, we're going to skip 2 blocks, powered rail here, redstone block here, and powered rail to here. And it's going to be a 1 regular rail, a detector rail, 2 more regular rails, and then 4 powered rails like this. And then go ahead and place 1 more regular rail here to turn the corner. And then we're going to skip 2 more blocks here, and then right here is going to be another redstone block. Going to place more powered rails, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. On the 12th block here, place a redstone block, and then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this 9th block here. Also place a redstone block, and then rails down this area just like this. Once you reach here, we're going to place 4 from the end, a regular rail, a detector rail, 2 regular rails just like this, and then 1 on the turn the corner, and then 4 more powered rails like this. Change that, powered rail here. So it's going to look more like this. So the detector rail is 1 from the corner, regular rail, and then the powered rails, and then the 1 here. So sorry about that. Now on the back side here, you're going to place 1 regular rail, and then you're going to find the middle again, which is right here. Go to the block next to it, place a redstone block, and then fill this spot with powered rails, and then going this direction, we are going to stop here, place the 4 powered rails in the divot here, and then going backwards, 2 regular, 1 detector, and 1 regular rail, just like that. And then turn in the corner, 1 regular rail, and then we're going to skip these 3 blocks here. 4th block, place a redstone block, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the 12th block here, redstone block, and then on the 9th block. 8, 9, just like that. And then fill all of this in with redstone, or with powered rails, just like this once we get to here. And then just like on that corner, regular rail, detector rail, regular rail, regular rail, and then 4 powered rails like this, and then 1 regular rail. And that is all the rail system set up. Next we're going to do the little bit of redstone in the sim. So all you're going to need is some blocks, torches, some target blocks, comparators, and dust. This is all you're going to need. We're going to come this block right here, make sure that's a solid block, and then we're just going to make a little platform just like this. I'm going to place dust here and here, comparator here and here, and then dust here and here, with a target block here, a torch there, and a slab on top of it to make it spawn proof. And that is all for this one. On to the next one. Just like I was mentioning with the rails, these 2 corners are going to be the same, and those 2 corners are going to be the same as far as the rails go, and also is going to be this redstone goes. So for this corner, we're going to come out 1 block just like this, make it a solid block, and then make a little platform just like this. And the way this one's going to be different than the other one is, instead of placing 1 comparator going in each direction, you're going to be placing 2 just like this, and then dust here and here, and you're going to place a target block right next to it with the redstone torch on the inside like this, and then go ahead and come out 1 block like this out from the torch, place a second solid block, dust, and then 1 solid block like this, and then a slab on top of both of these to make them non-spawnable. And then coming over to this corner, it's going to be the same as that one over there. 1 block here, solid, and then make a little platform like this. Dust, 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 comparator, comparator, target block there, and torch here. And then final corner, 1 block out, solid block, and then make a little platform just like this. Dust, 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 and then 4 comparators this time with a target block there, torch, and then 2 slabs like this, and then a solid block there with dust here. So what this redstone does is that whenever a minecart with an entity or just a minecart passes over this detector rail, it's going to activate this pulse extender, depowering this rail, but the minecart is going to have just enough momentum that it's going to stop on this slanted rail right here, and then we're going to scare the villagers, and after a certain amount of time, obviously these 2, this is going to be shorter than that one, the redstone is going to turn back on again, and the minecart's going to go on and move to the next module, and it repeats all the way around. And these circuits are timed to be 35 seconds to make 1 full loop, and a villager has a cooldown of 600 game ticks or 30 real-time seconds. So basically, if anything falling from the upper module, or if it's a late spawn or something happens with the reset, there's a couple seconds to make sure it's a 99% golem spawn rate. Now this entire layer is done. What we're going to do now is we're going to more or less duplicate this above, and to find the right Y level for this, you're going to take this glass block here that the villager are going to be standing on, and you're going to go up 16. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then place 1 more on top of it, and go ahead and destroy these blocks here, and go ahead and do that for all 4 corners. And with your 4 corner blocks in place, go ahead and make the same villager pods that you did down below right up above in these 4 spots. And once you have all 4 villager pods fully built, we're going to be doing the exact same minecart track below. So just go ahead and rewind the video and go back and watch that again to get the exact same rail system, exact same everything right up here above. And once you got the whole minecart track in place, you're also going to want to copy the exact same redstone for the stopping of the minecart as we did down below. Just a quick note while you're doing this redstone, this comparator directionality is actually really important, so you need to make sure that this is coming out this way and then going into a dust, just like this, and make sure it's the same for all 8 of them. And once you got all the redstone in place, we're going to put in the golem spawning platforms. However, we're actually going to have to make them a little bit different, because as you can see, these rails kind of go through the bottom platforms. And also, not only that, but the bottom detection range would actually be this spawning platform would actually be in the detection range of the pod down below. So we're going to move the spawnings above these pods. So what we're going to start with is on the carpet that is closest to the edge with the minecart rail, place one block and then another block and destroy block, and then come out 6 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have a total of 7 blocks just like this, and you're going to go ahead and make a platform that comes out 2, 3, 5 blocks instead of 4. So you're going to have a 7 by 5 platform just like this, and go ahead and fill it in like this. And then again, we're going to place slabs along this glass, and then fences here, and then fence gates along in here. And go ahead and make sure these are all opened, and then water all in here. And you're going to do this for all 4 modules. Once you are done building each of the 4 golem spawning platforms, we're going to do one more thing before we go ahead and go down and build the kill chamber and collection system, and that is going to be this on-off switch you see right here. So to do that, all we need to do is come down here to this block, which is the middle of this area, but not the middle of the little dip down. We're going to come 3 blocks out like this, and then come 2 blocks down and place a sticky piston facing upwards just like this. So it's 1 block below the bottom of this rail here, and then there's a gap of 2 blocks. Go on ahead and on the bottom of it and place a lever and activate it. Place 2 slime blocks on the face with a redstone block next to it, and then a sticky piston right here with an end rod on its face. This end rod is what's actually going to be stopping the minecart that's going to come through with the zombie on it, and it's going to sit right here on this slanted rail. And once you turn off this piston, it's going to let that minecart go and go about its business. Now once we already have 2 slime blocks here, so go ahead and place 7 more, so you have a total of 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then go ahead and place another redstone block with a sticky piston right here, and then place 9 more slime blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it looks like 8. Oh, sorry, it looks like you only need 7. My bad. And then a redstone block next to it, and a sticky piston there, and another end rod just like that. Now to make this thing spawn proof from any of the villagers, go ahead and place slabs here, here, and here, and then as well here and here. So go ahead and test this out. We can see that it retracts and extends, and the reason we want to do it this way is so when you release the minecarts, they're going to release at the exact same time, and they're going to keep both the minecarts perfectly in sync, keeping both the layers perfectly in sync, and that's going to help with efficiency and stopping it. As long as you don't necessarily need that. It's going to be 2 ticks slower, but usually you don't stop it. You don't need precision stopping with this thing. You just need the precision starting. To build the area that's going to catch the golems once they fall off of these platforms, we're going to go to this corner of the bottom golem spawning platform, and then we're going to count 19 blocks. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then right here, we're going to place a block here, and then we're going to place another block below it, and right next to it like this, and go ahead and break all of these blocks up here, just like that. And go ahead and surround it just like this. So this is going to be this corner of the thing. And you're going to go ahead and make this floor of it 5 blocks wide just like this. And then go ahead and take these blocks and bring it all the way around like this. And then you're going to do the same thing on this corner right here. Count down 19 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18, 19. And place a block here and here. And then like that. Except don't break that. Just like this. There we go. And then go ahead and connect it along like this. And then you want to go ahead and connect it on both sides and make one long strip. Then once you got one of these in place, you're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing over here. Count 19 blocks down from this corner and then from that corner, and then make it all one long channel. Once you have the second half in place, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. So right now we have 2 separate areas to catch the golems once they fall. But now we need to connect them because we're only going to have one killing station. So what we're going to do is try to find the middle block, which is going to happens to line up with this slime block thing on-off switch right here. So it looks like it's going to be this block right here. So go ahead and go on the inside of these and break the middle 3 blocks. So break the middle block and then 1 block on either side of it, just like this. And then go ahead and connect the floor, just like this. And then also the sides, we're going to come and touch them just like this. Now we're going to add in the water that's going to be flushing the golems towards the center. So we're going to come to the back of one of the little wing type things, and we're going to place 1 row of water sources, let it all the way flow, and then go ahead and place some pressure plates, and then another row of water just like this. And then we're going to go 1 block before the edge here, and then place another row of pressure plates just like this. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So place 5 water sources like that at the end of where it's flowing, pressure plates, and then some more water sources just like this. And then again, 1 block before this little wall right here, place some more pressure plates, and go ahead and do that on the other half as well. Now you're going to have these 4 individual areas. And the last thing we're going to do for water flushing is you're going to place 1 water source right here, and then a second one right here. And that's going to flush all the golems towards the center. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side as well. And right where this water stops, in this little 4x3 area, just like this, go ahead and punch out the floor. And you're going to have this as a hole right now. Now this 1 block where the water is not flowing is not going to be a problem because the golem's hitbox is going to be greater than 1 block. So no matter where it stands, it's always going to be in the water and get pushed down. So next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and place a ring of glass all the way around on top of this polished andesite here, all the way around this entire thing. So now you're just going to have exactly like this, just a ring of glass around here. And now we're going to go ahead and place what's going to be holding our lava in. So go ahead and place 3 signs just like this on this side, and then same thing on this side. This is going directly above where the water is flowing right here. And then go ahead right here and just place a floor of signs just like this. So you're going to have a 4x3 section of signs. And then once you get done with this, you're going to take 2 lava sources, put 1 in this corner, and then 1 in this corner. And that's going to completely flow and cover all this area in lava, and this is what's going to be killing the golems. Now collect all the iron. All you have to do is go ahead and knot that, and go ahead and place some solid blocks around just like this. And wherever you want your items to point into, just go ahead and place a block there, and then hopper floor just like this. And this will not overflow any hopper system at all, just like that. And then this can point into a chest, into a shulker loader, into whatever kind of storage system you want. But that is the whole collection system. Now here's where any person's farm could differ a little bit. If you decide to use zombies as your scare tactic, which is probably what most people are going to use, is going to be the easiest, on this top layer of rails here, this top ring, go ahead and place 2 temporary blocks, and then you're going to want to place a ring of slabs or some sort of solid block. Slabs is a good choice because they're going to block sunlight, but also not allow any golems to spawn on them. You're going to go ahead and place a ring all the way on top of this rail. This is to prevent the zombie from burning up in the daylight. And go ahead and do this all the way around. So now you're just going to have a ring that looks like this, and that's all you have to do with these. And now you can go ahead and get some minecarts and go ahead and grab your zombie or whatever item you're using. You can't use babies though. Get out of here. Get a royal zombie, get him in a minecart, and he's going to stop right there. And make sure you also name him so that he's not going to despawn. And you can name him pretty much anything that you want. So I'm just going to name this guy. I'm just going to name him Bob. Bob the zombie. So make sure you name tag these guys so they're not going to despawn. And then go ahead and pop down here. Another zombie. Pop him in a minecart, and he's going to be named Bob. So that's going to be your zombies. If you decide to use a pillager, or like I did here, a vindicator, you don't have to have this top rail right here because they do not burn in daylight. You only have to do this if you're using one of the zombie variants. The one below is already being blocked by this. Another important thing to remember as well is if you're building this in a mountains biome or any cold biome where you're worried about ice forming, all you have to do to stop that is place 2 blocks up just like this, and then place a row of slabs across above the water just like this. Make sure there's at least 2 blocks of space so that the golems, or the 3 blocks of space from the bottom layer, so that golems can still spawn and get pushed across. But this is going to prevent any skylight access for this water, so this water will not turn into water sources. And the last thing to do with your farm is you obviously have to make sure that you have villagers in each of these pods. You need 3 of them in every single one of these pods, so you need 24 total. And if you are unfortunately unlucky, lightning can strike these guys, so all you have to do to prevent that is go ahead and place 2 blocks here and then another block above their head for 3 blocks, and that'll prevent all lightning strikes to them, and they will not turn into witches or die. And one other thing, if you decide to use a vindicator or a pillager or something with a slightly farther scare range, you're going to want to, on this module right here, place a glass wall just like this to prevent eyeline from this guy that's in here to this module, so that it actually turns the farm off and stops producing the golems. And as with any iron farm, whenever you unload and reload this farm, you have to make sure there's at least 1 day-night cycle where those villagers can sleep, otherwise no golems are going to be spawned. So just go ahead and make sure that these guys can sleep so you're not running the farm. You can go ahead and turn the farm on because they will sleep naturally, but don't expect any golems until after they have spawned. If you decide to also build this farm out in the open and not light up anything else, make sure you're at least putting torches or some light source right next to these redstone torches, just so you're not having lighting updates. This is going to help with lag. It's every little bit counts. It's not going to do a whole lot, but lighting updates can be pretty intensive on resources. So just go ahead and make sure you just place a torch on these and light it up nicely, and make sure also that all of these target blocks as well as the solid blocks you're using on some of the modules, like here, make sure there's a slab on every single one of them, because it only takes 1 golem spawning in the wrong spot to ruin your day. So just go ahead and triple check, make sure everything's not spawnable before you go ahead and turn the farm on. And that is pretty much it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. This farm was originally designed by Easygoing MC. It was only a 4 module iron farm, and myself and another player named Carnage took a couple days to reinvent it, modify it, and make it 8 modules and make it super efficient. This farm can produce about 2,900 iron ingots per hour, which is pretty efficient for an 8 module iron farm. But I will also leave the world download to this world, as well as a schematic for Lightmatic users, in the description below for this farm right here, if you want to go ahead and pop it into your own worlds. But thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.